Right, so we had an opportunity to speak to Judith Sephuma in the week. In fact, Leanne Manners spoke to her. Let's take a look at this next insert.
This morning we are honored to be joined by one of South Africa's most trusted, treasured voices, Judith Sephuma, known across the world as the Queen of Afro Jazz. Judith has spent the last 5 years captivating international stages, and now she's returning home with a brand new offering. Her upcoming album, When Winter Fades, is a deeply personal, uplifting body of work that celebrates life seasons, change and resilience. From heartfelt tributes to Mama Miriam to joyous celebrations of love and togetherness, ladies and gentlemen, Judith is back, and she's here. I am so happy. You've warmed my heart being here in person.
Leanne, I am so excited. I'm so excited to be here. It is exciting to get to sing new music again to our fans and to get to share my heart again. You know, it's such a special time for me.
And it's important that we hear your music and your voice, because you have such an influential sound and a beautiful sound that we've been missing. We really have been. So it's been a while, but I want to just go back a little bit before we talk about this. I mean, you grew up in Polokwane before you moved to Cape Town to study jazz. So you've got such a beautiful history, and these early years and experiences that you've been through. How has this shaped the Judith today?
It's made me so strong. I think what I've learned through the years is that when you travel, when you get out of your comfort zone, and you travel to see different places, different people, you get to smell different food, you don't have a choice but to grow. And I think coming from a young girl from Polokwane, going to Cape Town, which is different, and then traveling to all over Europe, and then the US, and then back home. One thing I can tell you is that home always makes me realize how important home is. But the growth is amazing.
So when you do go back home, because that's always something that I love. I mean, when you're standing on international stages, and then you go back to Polokwane, to where it all began, and where it really was a very distant dream.
Yes.
When did you have the dream? When did it start for you?
I think when I was such a little girl, I had this burning thing about singing, and I would be singing all over. And then when I got to the age of 16, I knew that this is what I really want to do. And then I got to the age of 23, then 26. At 26, I was already at varsity, and that's where the reality of what I wanted really kicked in, because now you're singing with big bands, you're thrown in the deep end to say, now you're going to sing an Ella Fitzgerald song. How do I sing an Ella Fitzgerald song from Polokwane? So that's part of what being put in the, under pressure. It's like get thrown into the fire. You're forced to grow.
I mean, there's just so much to your career. And, I'm going back many, many years now. When I first heard the song, A Cry, a Smile and a Dance, I was like, who is this? Because that is just the most beautiful song I think I've ever heard, and this is magnificent. And then it turned out to be you. And I was like, but I know her. Like, I love Judith Sephuma, and now I've fallen in love with her music. That was the one song that jumped out for me. But you've done Afro Jazz, you've done gospel, you've done Afro Funk. What was the turning point where you suddenly realized, I'm making a career out of this. This is something I'm living?
When I went to Brenda Fassie, I stayed with Brenda Fassie for a bit. And I think when I came back, and then I met Slalo Slota. And when I met him, he was so hard on music, on life. He wanted music. He was so hungry for us as, people from Limpopo to be heard. And then he heard about this young girl. He came to me and he said, we're doing this, and you are going to, because I used to say I'm Brenda Fassie, the little Brenda Fassie, and he says, you are not going to be Brenda Fassie. There's a Judith out there that people need to hear. And then I started changing my mindset. Then we went to varsity, and then I promise you, When a Cry, a Smile and a Dance was born. I remember, actually, that song was supposed to be on his album. And I said to him, no way. this is my song.
This is my song.
And I took it, and I think he was not going to do justice to it, because look at the song now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
And that was the moment. I mean, there's a moment in every musician and artist's career, and this is where you just grew and grew and grew and grew, and here you are, your new single, Back to Love. We've already, I suppose, you've created a massive buzz around this. What's the inspiration behind this? I want to know. Back to Love.
Back to Love, it's a moment whereon I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking, I'm missing something, you know, and then I started writing. I said, no, I need a new album. I started writing songs, but when I got to this particular song, I don't know where the lyrics came from, Back to Love came from, and the rhythm and the sound. And I realized that I missed jazz so much. I missed singing, you know, my sound from A Cry, A Smile, and a Dance, that entire sound. I missed it so much. And I realized later that the music came so naturally without me thinking about it. Even the lyrics were just flowing. They just happened. And then I realized, you know what, Back to Love, that's the title of the song, and the lyrics are so proper. And also because we waste so much time, you know, in life, contemplating things, thinking, you know, and saying, will I do it now? So time is now. So Back to Love has brought me back to myself. And, you know.
Back to Love, I mean, I can't help but find meaning in that, because you know, we're at a very difficult part in our lives and in the world. You look around and there feels like there is no love. It feels like the world is falling apart under our fingertips. And I clutch onto artists that can lift our spirits and lift our souls and take us back to the days of love. It's not that difficult, and yet you know, it's hard, especially working in an industry that I do, that we constantly talking about the bad and not necessarily the love that exists. And the name of the album is Winter Season. That's
When Winter Fades.
When Winter Fades.
When Winter Fades.
So I want to talk about that, because I suppose the winter season is what's in my head is that we've been living in a winter. We're
for
in
a long
winter,
time.
a hard winter.
Very hard
so now
winter.
we need it to fade. What's the message behind that? Is that kind of it?
It's life. That's life. You know, we put ourselves in such a dark space. And then we forget that life has got different seasons. And I mean, I've got lots of trees around at my house, and I always look at them swaying left to right, and I'm thinking, what can I learn from this? And there's one that will sit like this. It was not like that, but the wind has blown it and pushed it to go a different direction. And that's what life is, really. You know, you can go with it's up to you. You choose what you want, where you want your life to go. But I'm saying in this song, in this entire album, it's such a celebratory album. All the songs are happy songs. There's no songs that is sad. It's all about get up and do it, dance, live, love. You know, that's what When Winter Fades is about. It's like seasons are gonna change in our lives. So let's learn from them. But remember, when summer comes, it speaks a different joy. It brings a different light into our lives. So when winter fades, you have no choice but to celebrate.
And I love your analogy of a tree, because I often look at them. I mean, you see them in your garden naked. And brown and naked.
They drop the leaves, they prune, you know. Then suddenly there's flowers that bloom.
Life.
That's how life is.
It is. You go through these really tough times.
Absolutely.
We do. All of us go through them.
Absolutely.
But it's hanging on to hope. It's hanging on to love. I've got you. You hit the message directly.
And someone is going to give it an even better explanation.
They will.
And that's what When Winter Fades is about.
I love that.
Find a good explanation for you when you get to hear the album, when you hear the song, and share it with us.
Absolutely. Miriam Makeba. So I want to talk about her briefly, because this is you're dedicating this to her. I have my memories of Miriam, and I am so grateful in life that I got to be in her presence. I really
you are
am.
So lucky.
I know, and you tell me about your blessing of knowing her and dedicating this to her.
So my dedication to her has got nothing to do with me meeting her. It's got everything to do with the experience of what her music has done for me. When I was at varsity, I was, you know, I remember Slalo yet again. He's been such a very big integral part of my career. I remember him giving me a song called Gauteng. And he says, this is your, you know, your kind of song. And I lived singing that song and I used to sing it so well. And then I got to learn more about her music, Pata Pata, and then, you know, And then I get invited at events where we have to honor her.
Yeah.
But yet I have never personally met her.
Wow.
But I have met her. I don't know if that makes sense. I have
100%.
lived with her.
Yeah.
Her music has given me life.
Yeah.
And when I remember, I was in the studio, it was midnight or after midnight, and I said to my team that something is missing.
Yeah.
And then I promise you, my songs come up in such a weird way that they just happen. I sat in the booth and I started singing, Makeba.
Oh.
And Makeba came out. And then the song is absolutely amazing. And I promise you, I'm keeping it for the last single drop.
Oh, man.
So it's going to come out. It's going to come out on the 20th. I think the single is going to come out on the 24th of October. But right now, we are on Back to Love. Okay. That Makeba song is something that people should look out for.
And you can... Okay.
You are going to be surprised.
Okay. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay. Yeah. I've got to let you go.
No,
I'm not letting you go.
Yes.
I'm going because I've got to let you perform.
Okay.
I have loved seeing you again. I've really missed you. And I think I speak for a lot of South Africans. I know you have the world and you have to please the world as well. But thank you for coming back and pleasing us in South Africa.
Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Here you are with your new single, and the album is coming soon. When, by the way?
It's coming out on the 31st of October.
31st of October.
Yes.
I've diarised the 24th, though, for my
Perfect, yes.
Judith Sephuma.